Welcome to Neo Dreams, the world of the future. Get comfortable and close your eyes. We are heading to New York City in the year 2050. A light rain drizzled over New York City. The city shimmered with the lights of holographic advertisements reflecting off the wet asphalt. The air carried a faint aroma of coffee and vanilla, scents of the future mingled with nostalgia for the past. Cassandra walked down the street, wrapped in a long coat. The wind tangled in her chestnut hair with golden strands, and her amber eyes scanned the surroundings. Her appearance was classic, yet there was an air of mystery about her, as if she didn't entirely belong to this city. Beside her walked Alex, tall, fit, with a slight nonchalance in his posture. Dark hair fell over his forehead, and in his cold blue eyes reflected the fractured reality of the world in 2050. They both felt an inexplicable unease. Cassandra had long sensed that not everything in her life made sense. Her bank accounts were periodically frozen. Smart doors didn't always recognize her, and recently her ID card malfunctioned at the subway entrance, stating she didn't exist. "Maybe you're just tired," Alex suggested when Cassandra told him about this. But she knew it wasn't fatigue. It was something more. And it all started with a small detail. A toy fox in a shop window. Cassandra stopped in her tracks. She stared at the plush fox with red ears and a white belly, which looked so familiar. But why? "Are you okay?" Alex frowned. She didn't know how to respond. And then a flash, an image in her mind. Small fingers gripping this toy, children's laughter. But she didn't have children, or did she? "Alex," her voice trembled. "I think I'm forgetting something, or someone wants her to forget." Day by day, the world around Cassandra continued to crumble. Her home was under special system control. Smart walls didn't respond to her voice, the refrigerator didn't provide the usual order, and even her comlinks started glitching strangely. But the strangest thing happened when her friend Lauren asked, "Have you paid for the painting lessons?" "What painting lessons?" Cassandra froze. Lauren blinked as if not understanding her question. "Well, for Lissa." Cassandra felt the world around her sway. "Who is Lissa?" Her friend hesitated, as if she'd just said something she shouldn't. Cassandra grabbed her hand. "Lauren, who is Lissa?" "God, you really don't remember?" Her voice quivered. "Cass, Lissa is your daughter." Cassandra felt a chill run down her spine. "But that's impossible. She never had a child, or did she?" At that moment, her heart clenched in horror. What if Lissa was erased from the system, just like they're erasing her now? Alex instinctively avoided an accident, predicting the car's movement a second before it lurched forward. Cassandra, amidst the crowd, suddenly felt someone's fear. Sharp, sticky, almost tangible, though she didn't even see the person's face. Their abilities began to manifest. "Alex, this isn't normal." Cassandra pressed her temples. She was plagued by headaches. "We're not just like this." His voice was low, cautious. The system erased their past, but couldn't erase their nature. They began to explore their anomalous abilities. It turned out that Alex could sense the future, not precisely see it, but guess possible outcomes. Cassandra, on the other hand, possessed emotional empathy. She didn't just understand others' emotions, she felt them as her own. They learned that Lissa was their daughter, but the scariest part, the system didn't just erase her, it wanted to turn her into a weapon. Cassandra felt her consciousness pulse, as if to the rhythm of an invisible melody. Memories surfaced in fragments, warm hands, children's laughter, Alex's voice full of tenderness. But there was something else, another. Before her eyes, the shop window with the toy fox flashed again, but now it seemed to call her. She touched the glass, and immediately something inside her mind clicked. At that moment, Alex experienced a strange sensation, as if the space around them had changed. The world froze, and he saw himself from the outside. At that moment, he realized he could switch between possible future scenarios. "Cass, we need to find Lissa." She looked at him. Alex's eyes glowed with a faint blue hue. "I know," she replied, and I know where to start. Cassandra tightened her grip on Alex's hand. If the system erased Lissa, that means she's somewhere in their database. We need to get inside. Alex nodded, his mind working faster than he could voice his thoughts. There's a data center for the archive in the city. It's the heart of the entire system. If any trace of her remains, it'll be there. They knew the path there wouldn't be easy. Surveillance cameras, biometric scanners, guards. But they had one advantage, their abilities. Cassandra felt a sharp, almost painful premonition. Someone was already looking for them. "We need to hurry," she whispered. They dissolved into the night, heading toward the archive, but they were already being followed. The archive towered above the city like a black phantom spire. Its walls shimmered with holographic light, scanning everyone who approached. "Do we have a plan?" Cassandra looked at Alex. "Not exactly, but we have you," he smirked. "You can feel emotions. You know who's scared and who's doubtful. That's our key." They blended into the crowd, merging with the flow of people hurrying in the evening light. When they reached the entrance, Cassandra focused. Her mind reached out to the guards, slipping through their emotions. Fear. One of them was nervous. He'd recently received a warning about a potential data leak and was afraid of losing his job. She took a step forward. "Excuse me, we're from the cybersecurity department. Urgent checkup." Her voice was steady, confident. The man hesitated, glancing at his colleague. "I don't know." Cassandra leaned in closer. "If this is about a leak at your post, you'll be the first ones to get fired. Want to check?" Panic flashed in his eyes. He nodded and led them inside. Alex shook his head. "Remind me not to argue with you." But inside, things were more complicated. The archive was not just a database. It was a living network governed by advanced AI. It didn't just store data, it rewrote it. Lissa might already be gone. "Oh, we need the main terminal." Alex glanced at the building's map. That's where all the data flows intersect. But as soon as they took a step forward, the space around them lit up with an alarming red light. They were exposed. Sirens wailed. Autonomous drones emerged from the walls, blocking the exits. A steady but cold voice came over the speakers. "Unknown subjects. Access denied." Alex jumped to the nearest terminal. "Oh, we need to hold out for a couple of minutes. I'll try to break the system." Cassandra felt waves of panic sweeping over her from all sides. She focused and suddenly heard something strange. Not fear, a voice, soft, faint, but familiar. "Mom?" Her heart clenched. "Lisa." She rushed forward, following the call, while Alex hacked through the defenses. "We're running out of time," he shouted. Cassandra found the data storage room. Inside a capsule surrounded by cables, a girl of about 5 lay in a half-dream with the same brown eyes as hers. Her mind had been connected to the system. They had used her abilities. Cassandra ripped off the connections, embracing her daughter. "It's okay, sweetie, we're leaving." But just then, there was a metallic clang. They had arrived. The drones were closing in. Alex entered the last code, and the system paused for a second. "Now or never, he shouted. Cassandra pressed Lissa to her chest and ran through the open door. They raced down the corridor until they emerged outside. The sky above New York was ablaze with neon lights. The system was already searching for them. "What now?" Cassandra asked, gripping Alex's hand. He looked at her, then at Lissa. "Now we disappear." They no longer existed in the database, but now they couldn't be erased. The city behind them was full of lights, cars, and people living by a set algorithm. But Cassandra and Alex were no longer part of that system. They stood on the rooftop of a skyscraper, the wind blowing through her dark hair, and in Alex's eyes reflected the night view of New York. Lissa was saved. She slept in Alex's arms, her tiny fingers gripping his shirt. At that moment, it seemed as though the whole world had stopped, leaving just the three of them, the father, the mother, and the daughter they had tried to take from them. Cassandra looked at Alex. "You knew it would end like this, didn't you?" Her voice was soft, but there was a smile in it. Alex smirked. "I saw several outcomes. In some we died, in others we got caught, but I knew that in one future we would be together, and that's the one I fought for." She lowered her head, feeling her heart tighten. "How can you be so sure?" Alex took a step closer. "Because systems can be reprogrammed. The world can be changed. But you know what can't be erased?" He took her hand and placed it on his chest, where his heart beat. "This." Cassandra froze, feeling the warmth of his palm, his breath, his presence. "Even if memory can be altered, even if we can be rewritten," Alex spoke slowly, looking into her eyes, "love will always find its way back." Cassandra closed her eyes, absorbing his words. She remembered everything, their first meeting, their kiss in the rain, how Alex had first told her he loved her, and how she had laughed because she was afraid he was just predicting the future. But here they were, alive, real. She smiled and whispered, "Then let's not get lost again." Alex touched her face, then leaned in and kissed her. And that kiss was not just a kiss. It was proof that they had beaten the system. That love truly is stronger.